I think we shall.
View. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong part of the map. Okay. When last we left our heroes, you headed towards the temple upon the echoed plains, at the request of at least one of Iviar's masters. While there, you did battle
that
with
happened?
the
I
Duat,
forgot. Oh yes,
Yes, that happened.
Yeah, remember we all
I thought this was after we
seeming
left.
to have defeated it
fought
as it attempted to flee through the same gateway that you were also.
and I delivered the final blow. Love that. That was awesome.
In the final few seconds, you were able to make your way through the rift, and you found yourself looking out into a tower as two individuals, seemingly drained of power, kind of collapsed before you as the rift behind you sealed shut.
Land!
We made it, but did we kill them?
While exploring among the sands, you did find a new creature companion, the lovely Mariti.
Oh, yeah.
Who
I posted a picture.
Who, yes, there are pictures of in chat from Star.
Oh.
Nice, of my baby.
Kind of cute.
But without any further ado, unless anyone would have anything else that they would like to add, we can pick up from this point.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
So we are surrounded by a bunch of robed figures and giant rings and circles of magic and the dead body of the creature we just slain, right?
Nope. Well, there is a large circle kind of carved into the ground with that has silver kind of embedded into the different cracks that have been carved into the stone floor. There are 4 pillars, not really pillars, but more pedestals in different corners of the room that each hold the shattered remains of the Hasa, or as you've been calling them, echo shards. The room itself is kind of full of sand and dust that had kind of escaped through the rift, as you did as well. And standing around it are 2 individuals whose tokens are higher up in the chat before Star's images. And they would be, well, you don't know their names right now and can't, and they would be Speaker Rin and Azarakas.
Okay.
These 2 individuals seem like they are tapped out for right now as far as arcane potential.
They are magically spent.
But they are also, you sense that there is a nervous energy, as all of you seem to have, at least as far as part of it, all of you have stumbled upon their own operations here. Similarly, kind of behind them, there is an open window with a small metal wireframe on the outside, and you do see, for the first time in a long time, a sprawling countryside landscape in the glint of the sun through the clouds, blue skies.
I've never been so happy to see grass in my life.
It
Is
is
there a
a
river?
happy.
Is there water?
There is not a river. However, you do, if you start kind of moving closer and look around, you're near a small town. You are in a tower made of a black stone, kind of square-like, or at least a large rectangular prism that kind of begins to curve together and spiral around into a crenellated top. And so there are different chambers in here where different mage-like apparatuses are kept, for different storages, for different uses, for different rituals. but it is a rather small tower that is sitting kind of at the head of this small town.
Is this the Ebony Tower?
The Ebony Keep does not look like this. It's got slightly more exaggerated features, with a larger curve to its stem, for lack of a better word, with the actual keep up at the top. This seems much more squat by comparison, much more I guess prismatic would be the adjective form, but it's much more of kind of your basic geometric prism.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Oh, look! Civilization!
Zace is gonna be like, I cannot wait to hunt margaritas. I cannot wait so we can like. I can
I
teach you.
can't wait to perform in the middle of a crowd.
Oh my goodness.
I can't wait to eat in a tavern and sleep in a bed.
I cannot wait to get some restful sleep.
You need that. I can't wait
Oh.
to cast magic without as many repercussions.
Ivyar
I don't
mentioned
think
that
that's
there were
going
others
to
with
happen.
you. Is this all of your party that was able to make it through the rift? Well,
Yes.
it is all the ones who were able to make it through the rift, but is this all the
Are,
ones that
are
you
some
were?
of them dead? Are some of them dead?
Unfortunately, this isn't everybody. Not everyone made it. They're dead.
Oh yeah, they died coming, right?
Forgive the abrupt nature. The individual speaking, kind of paler skin, longer black hair, wearing a robe that is primarily red down the front with large bits of armor pieces, several different rings on his fingers, several of which green with yellowish tints, others red and black. A couple look like to be the same kind of blues and purples that you have seen with the echo fragments that you have collected. He wears a silver bracer on one arm with a design of it of 3 circles intersected by a line, and at the core of each one of them is a blue gem. Forgive me for being so forward, but please identify yourselves, or we'll be forced to expel you from our keep.
What?
Or,
Yes.
Zagra. Remember, Sace, we're technically not supposed to be here.
Zodiac, Ace Hunter, also known as Zace.
Okay. Zeri, Gemma, Isaiah, Cossack. Could I ask what it is that... Wait. I just named one of them who's dead. Whoops. Okay, the ones who are
Whoopsie.
alive will introduce themselves as well in following you guys. My brain is a little bit mushy.
It's okay.
Aw. You need to put your Jello in the freezer, Andrew, so it can get, not so squishy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome to our keep. This is... Quite frankly, we're going to need to be moving soon. Ivyar, you have the gems, right? Yes,
We have
yes.
gems?
And he starts kind of opening up his bag and passes a large collection of stones over to this individual who has yet to introduce himself. Okay. He seems to pull out 4 large ones and passes 2 of them over to the other individual in the chamber. Okay, we're going to have to begin moving this out. We've probably invoked some sort of ire. Go ahead and stash these. He hands the bag back to Ivyar with the few that are taken out less. Go ahead and stash these in the other room. We're going to... He looks over to Zace.
You have to be annoying, Kitty.
This kitty?
Can you
Kitty jumped on my chair.
can you go
That's
get
what-
horses for our entire group down in the town?
Horses?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, it is my calling. It is. Yes, I can do that.
Okay, because we're going to need to move shortly. The older gentleman looks to a sort of piece that he has on him that begins kind of ticking downwards. Seems sort of clock-like, but more of a timer, more of a countdown. We've got about an hour before they get to here. Here, he takes another small bag off of his belt. Go ahead and take this. Yes, get transportation for all of us.
Okay.
We're going to need to be moving out of here quickly. And he will hand you a bag that has 600 platinum pieces in it.
Oh.
What?
What?
Oh
What?
my.
Wait, how much is that? I don't know how much this is.
Oh,
That's a
oh,
lot.
oh.
This does not understand money.
I will be holding that.
This is
I
not.
don't mind. How many did you say?
600 platinum?
That's like, isn't that like 1,000 gold pieces each?
One platinum is 10 gold.
One
okay.
platinum's 10 gold, so 600 would be 6,000 gold.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a lot of gold.
I don't understand monetary stuff very well, but I'll see what I can do with this.
Okay. Yeah. Go fetch transportation. We're going to be needing to move out of this town quickly.
Okay.
If they ask if we'll be able to return any of it, the answer is no.
Okay.
Okay.
Though they really don't have to know that.
Are you sure?
Okay. Come with me. He gestures down, and you see kind of almost off to the side of where one of the walls is a large spiral staircase that begins to move around the outside of the chamber, and so it begins leading down as a lot of the rooms form this large sort of central spire. But before that, you eventually reach a large dark oak entrance that has large pieces of blackened iron kind of holding it upright in a part of the tower. And once again, as you get out, this is a smaller tower. It is more of a quick fortification. But as the two individuals who are in charge of opening the rift leave, they begin kind of moving around towards the outside four corners and gesturing for everyone who is in the building to leave for right now and just kind of hold out.
Okay.
So we need to. So if I'm understanding this correctly, something's going on with these people, and we need to yeet out of the whole town as fast as possible. Why do we have to be part of this? I don't need to leave.
Well, we've seen their stuff. We were helped by them.
Yeah.
They kind of expect something in return.
Oh, so they're kidnapping us. Okay, I see how it is.
Azerikos, well, the one. Once again, they haven't given you their names, but the one who is in the red token here, and the ones that I shared with you, turns to you and says, "Have you ever been hunted by a dragon before?" Well,
Many times.
then you should be used to this.
Oh, good.
Kind of
That's
dragon.
Wait, there's a dragon coming?
Yes, that's what he just said.
Yeah.
I know he said that we're gonna be hunted by a dragon, but I do not have. What?
We're leaving because a dragon's coming.
Okay.
And that's very bad. So we need to evacuate. So go get our horses.
I'm going.
Use the money to get horses, right? That's what you were asking, right?
Are we not going to tell the townspeople that there's a dragon coming here?
They probably already know, or the dragon is after these people specifically.
I'm gonna go with you, Zagra. We're gonna go get horses, okay?
I'm coming as well. Mari and I are coming. We're coming.
As you begin heading out, you see Bryn placed the last of the 4 crystals at the edge of the keep and begins to start doing a ritual, and the tower just seems to vanish.
This
And
is like
Yeah, they just
magic
relocated.
scary. Magic is scary.
okay. They begin to go around and kind of pick up the crystals, placing them into a bag, and they collect a small kind of metallic-like cube almost from the center, about an inch or 2 tall on either side. Okay. To you guys, who are leaving to fetch horses, from where the keep stands, there is a dirt road that kind of leads down to a small town. On either side of the road, there are different accommodations and houses, a couple inns, several actual just commoners' houses, a blacksmith shop, an aviary, a small postal service, actually. All the sorts of different, very commonplace, somewhat kitschy places that a local town would have. But towards the middle of the area there is a set of stables.
Oh. Could I talk to the person who owns the stable? Or is there?
Sure.
Hello. How many horses did we need? We would like to buy your horses.
10, maybe?
10?
10?
Yeah, because we got our group, and then the 2 that were out here, and the 1
2
wizard guy. I
APO
think it's 10.
and the 3 survivors.
Yeah,
Can 2 sit on a horse?
you can, but then you can't go as fast.
Okay.
Speed does seem key.
How many horses is there?
There are 5 horses.
It looks like we're doubling up.
I thought so. We would like to buy your horses.
Okay. How many of them would you like to get?
All
of them.
5.
All of them.
All 5 of them. All 5.
Do you have wagons?
Wagons.
We do have 1 wagon out back, but it's a little bit rickety. It might take me a little bit to get it all situated and put together, but
Can
It doesn't need to be put
can I
together.
assist him in getting it together?
Sure, absolutely.
I'll bargain for the horses.
Okay.
How much is each horse?
Actually, you might.
5 of
my
our horses. That's probably gonna run you. That's you're basically putting us out of business right now. That's gonna run you probably about 350, 400. You know, since you're going for the wagon as well, I'm gonna say you're gonna be leaning up towards the 400 range. So.
Gold pieces?
In gold.
Is there any haggling we can do with this?
Okay, gold is okay.
So
No,
this-
we're
I was about to say,
We're putting
right,
these people
Riz-
out of business. I feel like we should just give them the money.
Oh, okay, fine.
let's give them it all, yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot. And they,
Let I ask,
but-
how much is
You know-
that? I don't have the math.
6,000 gold.
that is 10% of our. Oh wait, sorry. Sorry, that is not 10%. That's like
You
5%
would owe
of our
them
funds.
40 platinum pieces of your 600.
Yeah.
40 only? Okay, I'll give it to them. I'm gonna not show that I have other ones. I'm gonna
It
be
is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that works too.
I'd like, thank you for the horses. What are their names?
This one here's Buttercup. This one's Lucky. This
Which one's the
Dusty.
fastest?
Fastest one over here is going to be...
Really quick, did you say one's name is Lucky and the other's name is Ducky?
No, Dusty.
Oh, okay.
That's-
Oh, Dusty. Okay.
I'm claiming Lucky for myself. And
It's actually a misnomer.
so-
Lucky is like by far the least lucky horse there.
I think we should give the fastest one to the people who want to go fast.
I don't think the order of the horses really matter, just that we get them. And I get in the wagon so that we can get everybody out of it here. On
Is
the same
there?
That
Do they
seems
all have-
wise.
Do they all have the horse thing? I forgot what they're called. Saddles. Saddles.
Yeah, they'll have them fully geared up for us to
Yep.
go.
You can bareback, it's fine.
I was just asking. I don't know.
Usually that's how stables work. They'll give you the saddle
The
and the
tack.
stuff and the equipment.
Yeah, the tack and
Usually.
stuff. So yeah, no, the people who are working there will absolutely begin to start getting all of their horses together, getting them all put together, getting them all of their equipment up, getting all of their tack applied. Subaki will heading back to begin getting the wagon ready, and affixing it to Lucky, I believe it was that you were going for.
Oh, help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure it's all sturdy and the wheels are on right and
Should we go back to
stay
the
as
people?
soon as we get it.
While we're like doing all that as well, I want to like just offhandedly ask the stable keeper Illo, while they're sort of getting the things ready, just little conversation topic. Do you know anything about dragons?
They're rare. Lots of them are. I mean, we only hear occasional stories from the hero types who kind of wander through. Lots of them are just bragging about how big they can get, but honestly, seem more of a myth to me. Big old scary things that hide in the mountains never really come down unless someone wants to tell a story about them.
I see, I see. Do you think you might ever see one in your lifetime?
Probably not.
Okay. And a question answered. The village people do not know.
Yeah.
Village people.
I feel bad, to be honest. Should we tell them?
I kind of think it might be better to not tell them so they don't start panicking.
Yeah, the other people might be mad at us, so let's not.
How many people do you often get whenever sort of business wise? Like, how many people just come by asking
Oh,
for
hello.
horses?
Every once in a while we have a couple. We'll do some buybacks off of some who are coming in to stay a while. Most people want to usually rent for a couple month periods, but every couple of months we have one or two that come and go, and this is definitely the largest in a while.
We just like horses.
Yeah, we are planning to move a large group of people. You
And
know,
dead bodies. I think.
We have no dead bodies.
Wait,
eh,
I thought we brought the bodies with us.
You have two who
They
are
fell down a pit. We
very
can't retrieve
injured.
the dead bodies.
Oh,
We
we
got
were
people
dragging.
that are injured, but
Oh,
no
oh,
dead.
okay. I
Injured,
thought we were
who
dragging
were
the dead.
unconscious, and they did get stabilized, but they are
Okay.
they are
I forgot completely.
1 hit point on death's door.
Oh, okay. So, and
Wagon.
Mario meet us. Where would he? Where would they sit?
You could put them in the wagon, maybe.
Okay, I think I'll just chill with Mario then.
Maybe saddlebag.
He's
Marty
too big for a saddlebag. Remember, this is about the size of a large dog.
Yeah, Marity. Do you want to come with us?
Kind of looks up at you, and you see he has big eyes.
While we travel, I will teach you how to hunt. How about that? Okay.
Those voices, Andrew or Jacob?
I don't know, but it's adorable. It sounds like Lilo and Stitch, like Stitch.
goo, goo, goo.
Uh,
That one was me. The other one was Andrew.
Yeah.
That was my
Marity,
attempt.
let's let's go. These big thingies are called horses, and we're moving. Right?
I suppose so, as soon as everything's ready.
It will probably take about, with you guys helping out and kind of getting everything kitted up, it'll probably take about 10 minutes or so. and you see like the tower is beginning to be broken down, and everyone's kind of over there, kind of waiting and watching, and several of the slayers who you were with are moving down this way towards you guys as well, kind of heading over towards the stable.
Got the horses.
Okay, cool. Okay, we're gonna need to.
I'm back.
Okay, cool. Good. Okay.
Did we get everything ready?
I think we're good.
Should be. Um.
All right. Let's head out.
Yes. Let's.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Let's go.
Get down to business.
Bryn will take a horse, as will Azarikos.
Whoever wants to ride in the wagon with me, come on.
I
I'll
think
get in the wagon.
And they will also load the grievously wounded into the wagon.
boy.
Hey, wait. This is the regular world, right?
Yes.
It doesn't cost us an arm and a leg to cast spells, right?
That's
I mean,
that.
it does, but
Yeah, that
It
is
still
like
does.
Oh, that's
That's
still
it.
a thing? Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's not going to change for a couple thousand years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh. While we're moving, I'd like to give back the remaining money to the person.
okay.
I only used 40 of the 600. I think it was a bit too much, but thank you.
Well, can't. We've got to move, so price on our heads is worth much more than whatever's in the pocket.
Okay. So, we get going, we're riding along, so I bring my wagon up close to him, like, so who are you people?
On a horse.
We
My
can talk
apologies,
about-
we never got to introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
I am Rin, local mage, practitioner, scholar.
creator of Icevorin.
Well, hello.
Is one
I'm
of my works.
Baki, the little lily of the east, the gnome of the zone, the queen of the mountains.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I have many more titles than that, but I don't want to sit here and talk about them all day long.
Take it you
Insight check.
travel around here often?
I do. I've been quite all over this realm. I've traveled far and wide pretty much since I was born.
Excellent.
It's too
We're
busy.
currently looking for a kind of smaller, quiet location where we can set up our shop again, because Oaken Cross is going to be in a bit of a rough spot for a little bit.
May I ask where we're heading?
Well, I think that's what we're trying to figure out right now.
Right now, away, but preferably small town, close but not too far from Arungar. Enough to
Away?
keep tabs.
Do we have a map of the
The,
area?
the owl bear, that's what I'm looking at. Are these all big towns or some of these small towns?
Generally by the size of the dot.
The dot? Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
How
I
about
see.
Alec?
Alec, where's that? This one?
Due south.
Which town was the town of mages and stuff again, Andrew?
I think it was this one.
Arungar is like the
Arungar?
big
The
city.
big boy. Big
Big
boy.
mage city.
Gotcha.
Biggest city, I think.
On this map, yes.
I was about to say, do we have a map of this area? I can't remember where it is.
It's the owl bear.
Owlbear?
We're all pointing.
Oh, I
using
think
little lasers.
she's meaning like in character. You would have maybe not the most accurate map, but you would probably have some idea of what's around in different places, and have probably partial maps that you could piece together. Yeah. So you would know the general area and generally what's around you.
Got it.
I also go to Bone Grove, but he wants to be near this place.
That's not far away.
It's pretty close.
Like, he wants to go to those small towns, so yeah, that Bone Grove would work.
Zace also picked it for another reason.
Oh, of course.
You see
Oh,
what seems to be almost a
there we go.
golden beam of light streaking out over the city, flying due west.
Okay, so we are heading northwest.
Right now, just west. But if you would suggest Bone Grove, he'd call ahead.
What do you think? Bone Grove is far enough away from where we want to be?
Yeah, I was also thinking like that might
We
be
have
too
a
close.
dragon. I mean, a dragon ain't gonna take nothing to fly over and see us. If that's what you're getting chased by.
Well, they usually don't. They usually don't care that much. Oh, damn it. You see him immediately focus on just kind of like close his eyes into a kind of steely gaze. And you see the different stone elements of his armor begin to glow in different blue lights as a large pattern of lines and circles and dashes begin to emit outward from him as he begins kind of tracing different runes with his hand in it. Just kind of beginning to piece things together. Kas, get close. And you watch as the one horse that Azarakas is riding begins to draw closer to him, and you see where as soon as he starts to intersect with this large field of lines and circles and dashes and arcane runes that just begin kind of floating around at his command, you see them begin to kind of pulse for a second, kind of deeply vibrating as a electrical hum fills the air as a large glyph kind of gets scribed into the center, and soon the whole field begins just kind of collapses back in on Rin. Okay, that should buy us a little bit more time.
All right.
Okay.
Zace is taken aback.
You start to watch as small bits of blood begin to kind of pour out of the corner of his eye and out of one of his nostrils.
Ooh. My friend, what is with the magic of this world? I say to you.
I was always
That's just
taught,
how magic is in this world.
yes, I was always taught magic bad. In our tribe, we never use magic.
Well,
Bad.
it's
Like-
got its uses.
Tsubaki would probably know that's just how magic is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magic.
Bad.
Bad.
We can change it. We can fix it. But it's going to require a lot of work.
What kind of work?
I have not.
Honestly, there's a lot that I'm not familiar with. We've got different ideas on creating small localized well springs of magic, but
No
it's
way
not
to stabilize it completely.
right.
Mm.
It's less setting up a source and more connecting them to one another and commanding the minds that control the
So
magic.
is that what it was when Ketch was looking at the hexagonal thing in the sky and all
I
the
think that was
different
the play.
the different dimensional things?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I think she's talking about the crystally realm we were in. I think, right?
I
Like
think
how-
that's something else entirely.
Okay.
I mean,
Real.
I don't know.
I've seen that land once before. It functions the same as ours with regard to the arcane.
Yeah, that's something else entirely.
Though perhaps maybe we could trade some notes and
You'd have to get with Catch on that. Honestly, the thing I was trying to figure out the most in those ruins was the language. Trying to figure out what it all meant.
I'm
That
just looking for someone.
that is a mystery I have yet to be able to solve myself. If only we could crack some of their secrets.
Alright, so like what are you guys all about? You trying to unify the magic? What are you doing?
We're having this conversation as we get out of Dodge.
Why
On
not?
horseback, yeah.
Hey, I can do two things at once. I'm a very
You're in the wagon, so that must be easy. It's like,
Look,
just
if there's
chilling.
anyone who could do it, it would be Tsubaki.
yes.
This is just
I can chalk and chew gum at the same time, you know? Talented.
The goal right now is research. We need to collect power. We need to collect different sources.
Huh.
Then we'll
Like what
begin
kind
setting
of
up different
sources
foci.
are you thinking about? I know maybe the echo shards are one for you. Is there any other particular ones you're looking for?
That depends on how deeply indebted you want to become to us.
I'm not gonna say indebted, but I have no problem running, across the country to pick up a few rocks somewhere.
You see a kind of dry smile kind of come across his lips.
Though you'd have to make it worth my while.
You seem like one who likes dances.
I do love dances, songs, the whole spiel.
And you do owe us for
Well,
getting you out of that
don't say
realm.
the word "oh" because we saved your dude over there. So let's just say we are in a mutual understanding, trying to get to somewhere.
I do not want to get involved with anything involving magic.
I don't like to feel the word "owed," but we can be friends. I don't mind the word "friend."
Trust
Like
me,
me, I think
friends
you're.
are a dangerous business to get into these days.
That
Well,
is what I was
that's
going to say.
true, but
Tsubaki,
what do
I
you
fear you
really
are
have to
stepping into
lose?
a realm that you do not know fully.
I understand that I'm getting into the depths of something. I'm not doing this for anybody other than myself. If you guys want to come along, that's fine. But I'm not going to force anybody to do something they don't want to do.
Look, once we can find a place to set Covidius back up, we can probably get Severa to explain the situation a bit more to you.
Alright. I guess that'll do for now.
It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to perhaps working with you some more.
Same here.
Yeah.
I love doing business with unique people.
Trust me, there's
I think
no
this
one
is
else
more
on this
dangerous.
continent like us. You, if you kind of, actually, could everyone roll me perception checks?
Okay.
Ready.
15.
10.
12.
Okay.
12 as well, actually.
3 12s and a 15.
Dang.
Huh.
I don't know, that's
Sorry
better,
for going against the grain, y'all.
I think that's
if
fine.
If it helped, I
okay.
rolled a 12, but I got +3.
It's average.
It's okay, I got an 11 plus 1.
Me too.
I got a 8 plus 4.
Dang. Okay. Okay. All of you, as you're kind of riding away fast, beginning to kind of get into some overgrowth and some different foresty bits. You see the kind of golden light that comes streaking west over towards the city, and you watch it begin to kind of sort of start spiraling around the entire town as the land itself almost seems to kind of have tremors beneath it as bits of the ground kind of seem to rise up around. The light almost reaches a blinding level, though there's no heat emitted from it. Seems to be coming from a single point about 300 or so feet in the sky. Almost like a blue flame as each of these different sunbeams that curl around the area, gold twinged with, that almost seem to spark into blue with bits of motes of electricity flying around, and ashy blue dust kind of kicking up in the space. Catch, as you're looking around it, the kind of the central figure where it's almost hurts your eyes to look at it for too long, seems vaguely humanoid, but slightly more primal, holding a sort of tome that kind of seems to glow and pulse as different runes begin swirling around them, and as you see like different bits of it kind of go and catch and just turn into these large sunbeams that swirl around the town and begin patrolling almost around the area, like tendrils of one mind.
That's new.
That's not something you see every day.
Is this who we're running from?
The word tendrils were used, so, you know,
What does that mean?
squiddy,
Really?
octopusy,
Is this the octopus from the
light?
other place?
but it's
No.
light.
Just completely forget about the squid. Just completely forget about the squid. We left that behind. This is something new.
Okay, new dangerous thing.
Yay!
This is something new
And
that's
improved.
basically making like Ego and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but sunlight flavored.
Kinda, yeah.
Well, that does not look the best, if you could say. That's
Is that your dragon?
Yeah, that's the voice. We're gonna want to.
Oh boy, I love that show.
Yeah.
You're adorable.
Let's keep low, keep quiet. If you think any thoughts that aren't your own, don't think of us.
I've just got a song in my head. I'm good at this.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Prepare shield spell.
You start to feel like rushes of energy that kind of begin to swoop around, but you're still moving farther and faster away. It's just almost like a blanket of wind pushing beneath you and behind you. And if you kind of continually look back, it's almost like a tornado of light from this one point that's just kind of controlled, and as each of these sunbeams just begin spiraling in and around through the town, almost deconstructing elements of it, just understanding and getting a full visual of everything that's happened there. You see Catch, you would also see different sigils begin to kind of spiraling up into some of them, reading different runes and ideas. But it doesn't necessarily seem to be moving. It's more of a collection, if that makes some sense.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it just kind of starts to fold in on itself as you move further away, and it grows smaller into the horizon and eventually just disappears.
Alright. Well, first time I've seen something like that, I will admit, but interesting nonetheless, I suppose.
Truthfully.
I'm just gonna continually read my spellbook and go over spells. I'm just gonna Yeah.
I'm just.
Are we taking a? I guess we're fleeing, so long rest isn't gonna. You in the back of my wagon?
I'm in the back of the wagon.
Do you need a long rest?
I would love a long rest.
Okay.
If you since you're heading to Bone Grove, I believe.
Oh, oh.
Since Subaki was talking with Rin, he would have called ahead to Azarakas about different directions. Which direction would you have recommended? I know Zagra was saying head south towards Alleg. You had kind of floated the idea of Bone Grove, and Zay seemed to take to that idea.
I'm fine wherever. I eventually want to go to Arungar, but
Seems like they don't
um,
want to go to a big place.
They
fair.
specifically said small town.
I know.
Arungar is the opposite of a small town.
I want to go there eventually. Not right
I mean,
now,
fair
though.
enough.
Me too. I'd like to go there eventually.
I'm
Maybe.
sure we will.
I did see the place literally says, what was it? City of Songs.
I want to go to the poop.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm familiar with that place. If it has anything to do with music, I've probably been there, maybe.
Oh yeah, Elmira. It's beautiful town. White marble everywhere. If you kind of seem to kind of catch at different points, the different fountains at the different areas of the city, you can kind of hear a whistling wind come down a street corner, and it'll kind of refract off of some of the water beams to create a slight melody as it's moving through, depending on the speed. Kind of changes the different pitches and the tones throughout the city.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always a kind of musical nature to it.
Gotta love the acoustics.
Oh yeah. They are the premier audiophiles of Kadern. That's also a very long distance away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is on you guys. Bone Grove, Alleg, other place. Oaken Cross is a light tornado.
Okay, so we actually deciding right now which way we're actually going to go?
Yep.
Yep.
That's going to determine how long the journey is, and yeah. Because Bone Grove is quicker than Alleg. Alleg would get you a little bit closer to Arungar. It's also where you had kind of started out. It's where you had started out. Bone Grove would get you closer to Red Rock and the different Areti tribes over there that some of your compatriots in the Echo had been familiar with.
Well, I think it'd be nice if we could like go there for them. To be honest, I feel bad for them. Should finish their chapter.
How about Okay, well, are we taking a vote on where we want to go?
I mean, once we get them back to health, they can go on their own.
Well, where do they want us to go?
Are they conscious enough to have an opinion?
I thought we were talking about the other people.
I was talking.
Yeah, we are talking about the other people.
Like, do they need us to meet up in a certain city?
They would prefer Bone Grove, just since then they can, once everything's set up, they can kind of make their way and take their part to their own directions towards ports at Hoffel.
How about we go to Bone Grove now, and then we'll see what happens from there, and then if we want to go somewhere else after that, we can make up our minds.
They will kind of admit that it's mostly just because it's going to be convenient for them to split off from the rest of the group and kind of head their own separate ways, or at least meet up with where they used to come from.
Should we just separate ourselves now and?
Well, we're kind of running from something. I think
they're really badly injured.
Yeah, they're not
No,
really.
I was talking about from Okay. I
Yeah, we
feel
need to
confused.
run for.
I feel yeah.
We
Let's
need
just go
to
to Bone
run.
Grove. Let's go to Bone Grove.
Let's fine.
As Ericos will say, we need to ride for about a day straight before we can take any sort of rest. Just make sure we're completely out of their range.
Okay.
That sounds absolutely awful.
Yeah.
It would be, but it's
It's what we gotta do, so it's what we're gonna do.
operational security.
So much fun.
Oh boy. So Bone Grove it is then.
Yep.
Okay.
Eventually.
Okay. Can 3 of you go ahead and roll me a d12?
Yeah.
Gonna do it.
So
Sure.
Bone Grove is about a 3 days journey
I
on
can-
horseback there, and you're going full
Oh.
speed for the first day. So
Mm,
like if you maintain this pace, it's going to be about 3 days.
I got an 8.
An 8.
I hope someone got something better, please.
I got a 2.
2.
I got a 1.
A 1. Okay.
Hold up.
Yeah. Would you like to go? Would you like to go?
He only said 3.
It's too late.
Oh, okay. I was just saying what I would have gotten anyways. but
Okay. What would have you got? Just for the
Okay,
fun
go
of it?
ahead.
I would have gotten a 5.
Okay. As you're making your way northwest, and you begin to see the light tornado start to fade. The skies begin to darken, and you start to hear the low rumble of thunder.
Oh
As-
shit, it's storming.
Heavy rain begins to kind of drop from the sky, and loud cracks of thunder begin to echo throughout the area. Couple bolts of lightning go cloud to cloud. Occasionally one touches down, a little bit of a ways away, and then large ripples of thunder. Catch. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay.
How's Mariti reacting to her first experience with weather?
Curling up into a ball, afraid.
I'm holding you. I'm hugging. I love you.
I got a 9.
A 9?
I will not let any harm come towards you.
Yeah,
Will
no.
not let lightning strike you.
Mariti is not handling the storm well. It's very different than the environment that they were hatched in. It's
Understand my dog.
cold, it is wet, which is a brand new sensation to them, essentially. It is loud. A
So
whole
bad.
lot of new smells in this area.
My baby.
Catch.
Overstimulating it.
I feel bad. I don't want to go with these people. They're hurting my baby.
No, it's the environment.
Erwin,
It's new. It's overwhelmed and
this
stimulating.
Well,
is
the
a
isn't the
newborn
environment-
desert creature.
The environment is bad because they're being chased by big
Well,
lightning.
No, it's
Yes.
just a storm. This is unrelated to the light
yeah,
tornado.
it has nothing
Oh.
to do with that. Yeah.
I thought a
We've left
doo-wop
that in the
brother.
past. We've left that behind us. This is just a storm.
Catch, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
It's called nature.
Or maybe it's not.
Or
That's what I was thinking.
not.
I think it's dragon.
Catch.
Did we lose them?
Jacob.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
yes,
I said 15.
15. Okay.
Sorry.
that is great. I assume.
As you are riding and you're kind of going through your spell book, kind of quickly making notes, shielding the paper from the rain. As you're kind of making notes in your book, it almost seems like once you reach the end of a line on a page, you can kind of begin to start counting on a lightning strike. There seems to start being a rhythm to it. The thunderclaps are a little bit more sporadic as they're all coming in different intervals, but the flashes of lightning have a strange regularity to them.
You? Oh,
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Then
11.
bolt. And yeah, it just starts to keep going over and over, and it
That is-
seems different. Subaki,
Yes.
go ahead and roll me perception.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom save.
Save, right. Okay. Got a 9.
Okay. You hear a whisper that kind of causes the back of your neck to kind of... The hairs there just kind of feel like they stand on end, and it's... Where are you running to?
This way.
replied?
Oh,
You
you
asked-
want to play this game with Subaki? Subaki will play this game.
Well, I think you just did a bad.
I didn't say which way. I just said
Well-
this way. Literally, like all I said.
Go the way of the voice.
Interesting. You're heading... Coming to me. I've wanted to see folks like you for some time.
And who might you be?
Oh, I felt uncomfortable.
And who might you be?
I'm the one with eyes of gold who watches you when you speak.
Ooh. You remind me of somebody I know.
What?
Please tell me more.
Let's just say I have a certain relationship to certain entities of an otherworldly nature.
Fascinating.
Whispering into my ears.
I'll have to send you my background story eventually.
Okay.
I'm just getting whispers in my ear.
Tell me.
What?
What are you looking for?
Not really sure. It's kind of all up in the air right now.
Well, if you ever need a light, feel free to set one for me. I'll be watching.
Ooh. All right. Always love audience.
And as you kind of feel this voice kind of begin to pull back, you feel the ring on your finger kind of feel warm, and it begins to tighten a little bit.
I pull it off. Just hold it in my hand.
Is that the ring that you got that did the thing? I remember there was a ring.
So
Ring-
rings are so
Focuses.
if they don't.
Yes. The
Yeah,
ring
so
that
they-
didn't let you die. Yes, if you did it once.
Yeah, basically.
It's basically a free level of exhaustion.
Yes.
And it
Yeah.
was given to her by Ivy Yar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she would stop dying so much.
Yeah.
Or almost dying so much, at least.
I'm the one that needs to stop dying so
I
much.
was about to say, yeah, you're one to talk. Anyways, that was an interesting conversation.
Catch. Go ahead and roll me perception again.
Alright. I got a 9.
Catch.
Oh,
All
sorry.
of us?
What was it
Oh,
again?
you
All of
just
us?
asked me.
I thought it was just.
Oh no, it was catch. I
Oh, my
needed
bad.
catch to roll perception.
Okay, gotcha. My bad.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, Zagra and Zace, go ahead and roll perception too. But
Disadvantage?
if you have
I
exhaustion,
got.
yeah.
I got
I-
Natural
11.
20 plus 4.
Okay.
Don't think I am exhausted
Yeah, I don't
unless.
think you are.
Okay. That's 7.
7. Okay. Catch, what was yours?
11.
11. Okay. It seems after a while the lightning starts to skip beats. The standard interval begins to just kind of slowly die off, and then just there's silence. You hear the last rolling thunder just kind of begin to kind of obfuscate the sounds of nature. Zace, as you're kind of riding along, you hear Tsubaki kind of whispering, and you see that the ring that they have on their finger, the ruby gem kind of in the middle of it, is very faintly glowing, and there's a kind of golden light almost around the actual part of it that starts to kind of align with different patterned grooves around the outside of the actual ring. And as you kind of look to it closely, you see a golden eye very faintly in the reflection of it. And eventually it kind of looks straight over to you.
Oh god, that's terrifying. They stares at it. This is not scared.
She looks that eye in the eye.
And you hear in the back of your mind, where are you running to? Please,
Not running.
come. I want to learn. I want to speak with you.
Didn't I put that thing in my hand? I took it off my finger and then put it in my hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Staring
Zace
at
might
me.
be having a moment while you're having your moment at the same time.
We're having a moment together. Nice.
Having a
Mass
moment
hallucinations
together.
are always fun.
Oh god, what? This is not gonna talk to it. It's gonna ignore it. I ain't hearing no voices.
This is just gonna ignore it. I love that. I love
Oh,
that.
come on now. Please, I'm sure you've wanted to help us understand what it's like to see.
It's still ignoring it.
You can run from the fire, but eventually, everything around you will burn.
Oh, I
And I'll
thought you were
be there
gonna say.
watching you.
I thought you were gonna say, but eventually it's gonna catch you.
Okay.
It would be funny.
That's right. The voice was me all along.
That's what
I'm
I was
taking
thinking.
advantage of your rippling and crackling audio as the storm.
Oh, Dip, is my audio crackling again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dip. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was just taking that as ambiance, you know?
Exactly. Gotta up the production value somehow.
It worked.
Wow,
They're
man.
still ignoring the voice.
Okay.
Good timing. Good timing.
It will eventually
I love
just
how
kind of
Dace
stop.
is just like ignoring your peer pressure.
This is not going to peer pressure. What do I even say to it? Hello, goodbye. You're annoying. Your voice is weird. Stop.
I wish you would say all of those things to it.
All at
player,
once.
as player, yes. As Zace, no, because he would look crazy. Like Tsubaki was looking crazy and whispering her to herself. We don't want to spread this little bug.
Baki talks
Fair
to
enough.
herself all the time, so
Okay.
looking crazy doesn't matter to her.
Yeah, but we don't want to spread this little guy who's jumping around in everyone's mind.
Well,
You were warned
And
against
saying
this.
absolute nonsense. I have saying.
Eventually, it will leave you alone, and the storm begins to kind of fade as it seems to travel a little bit more southward.
Word, word.
No. It doesn't. The DM's voice does not reverberate in this world.
I don't know why that's funny. I'll be back.
Okay. The storm does seem to eventually start to fade as you kind of begin to make your way out. A lot of the animals and the wildlife in the area seems to have taken to caves as the large pelting raindrops kind of worn away at the path, and it begins to grow deep and muddy and gross. But as you continue your journey, the light from the early hours of the day when you had arrived seemed to begin to fade towards deep ends of night. And you just keep going further and further. The rain itself begins to kind of continue, but at a light trickle, light drizzle, until eventually you're just completely out of the area of the storm. As the night continues going forward, you hear wolves howling in the distance, lemurs chattering in the trees, and eventually the forest itself that has kind of grown to be a sort of dense canopy around you begins to start fading off into a sort of taiga-like plains as larger shoots of grass and ferns begin to take from the ground. The land itself becomes a little bit softer, a little bit more desert-like, but not in the way that the Echo was. Softer, warmer, hotter. Stones all
Better,
around as
faster,
trees begin
stronger.
to grow up, and you see them start to have a little bit more of an armored appearance, more designed to hold in and capture water than merely partaking in the water cycles. As morning light begins to arrive, Azarakas will begin to kind of slow down the ride, turn his back and begin to kind of keep watch of where you had come from. And there doesn't seem to be anything following you immediately.
I'm gonna have to show you guys my bunny. Yep.
We'll camp here for a bit.
Okay.
Get some food, get a bit of rest, give the horses a bit of time, and then we'll ride another 12 straight till it becomes night. And we'll start to set up a bit of a regular cycle. We should be reaching Allig in not this nightfall, but the next one. Not Allig. So he would say Bone Grove because he is smarter than I am. We'll reach Bone Grove in a couple nights. Should get there around dusk.
Oh, Grove.
It's going to be a lot more upward elevation, so probably slow a bit, but we'll set
Do
up
you
camp
know
here.
how freaking exciting elevation is after the desert?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Soft ground made of grass and dirt. Trees.
Rain.
Trees, guys.
It is quite comfortable compared to our previous situation, yes.
Just looking on the plus side of things.
I know nothing of what you speak, but I would love to learn.
We'll tell you. Believe me, we
We'll
have
tell
plenty
you.
to tell.
Okay.
Perhaps once we have camp set up.
I know Rin's seen it, but I've never had that pleasure.
It's not a pleasure.
It's not a pleasure.
It was just a situation.
It was torture.
Very bad.
And yet you made it out.
That we did. That we did.
We
By
got lucky.
sheer coincidence, yes. if you lot were not doing whatever you were there, I fear we might not have. Or perhaps we might have figured something out with whatever that ancient city was, or something. Who knows? Frankly, I'm just happy to be out. I think a good way to pass
In
time
response to
is.
Zagra's comment saying that you guys got lucky, he would respond saying, "Fortunately for you, I don't believe in luck."
Then what was it?
To, sorry,
Wait, said it. I'm
to,
kind of.
to catch.
Then what was it?
I think that you happen to be in the right place at the right time. I feel our spheres aligned because you are interesting and were destined to find us.
Unfortunately for you, I do not believe in destiny.
I
That's
guess
kind of
that
funny.
makes two of us.
Destiny. Yeah. Okay, I know that song anyways. Sorry, bard thing.
Begins kind of setting up a small campfire as they pull the horses around. We can't put the keep up here, so we'll have to get some water elsewhere. You see, oh gosh, you see Rin kind of begin to kind of focus and start, and you see again this mesh-like pattern of lines and spirals and circles kind of emit outward from him as the area around him grows incredibly dry and seems to just die, and all moisture begins to be pulled from the ground as it kind of coagulates into this small floating stream within the sphere. And he kind of moves himself closer to the horses and allows them to drink from it as they kind of begin to pull forth from this spectral trough.
Water's taken care of.
Yep. As Azarikos begins to kind of finish setting up the campfire, it begins to kind of crackle and a bit of a rippling sound. Large sparks kind of begin to fly, and you see small different seeds and such pop as small bits of water vapor instantly evaporate in the growing heat. Just a dense crackling, and you guys can kind of sit down around it. It is a nice warm sensation, but nicely contrasted with the cool moistness of the ground and the grass behind you. It's both similar and different to what you've experienced for the past month. And as you kind of lay back and look up, stars, but in normal patterns without
Glorious
crisscrossing of patterns and different reflections that you had to start keeping track of. Just a very, on one hand it seems more boring, but there's a beauty in the simplicity. Especially you catch, as you just feel yourself kind of not having to focus.
Are we taking a long rest at this point?
If you would like, I need one person to roll a d12 for me.
I haven't done it for a while.
I've been kind of unlucky.
Jacob, you want to go? Go for it.
Yeah, okay, cool. I haven't done it in a while, so I was like,
Well,
yeah,
remember, Star, with his D12 rolls, anything can happen. It's all random.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's random, all right. I got a 12.
Oh,
That's
pretty good.
either
I mean,
really awful or really good.
yeah.
Yep. What other die do you want me to roll, Andrew? How many enemies are we fighting?
Go ahead and roll me a
What are they?
D100.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I
That's
gave Jacob.
No, I know that's the
interesting.
thing, but
I
are we
got a
really doing that?
79.
It's probably going
Okay.
to be like a random effect of some sort, and not. You're
79
gonna fight
dragons. Here we go.
1d100 of X.
Jacob,
That would be
shut up.
mean.
Bite your tongue.
As small talk is made around the fire, the mostly exhausted party is just kind of begins to slump off to rest.
That's the
As
way.
the night wanes on, a couple will keep watch at a time, tag teaming each other. You see Rin begin to kind of make a kind of large circle around everything, and he kind of puts into this stick-like drawing of a ring around you guys a small floating orb that seems to kind of, even though it was carved into the dirt, it seems to still kind of float around you, almost keeping watch. Catch, as you're looking up to the sky, you begin to just kind of count the stars, lulling your mind to sleep, and you reach roughly 79 before you reach an unconscious state, and you all get your long rest.
That's what the D100 was.
Oh, okay. Neato.
Yeah.
Hey, long rest. I have all
And
my spell slots back. My
We all
very-
got a long rest?
Yep.
yep,
Yeah.
the D100 was just how many stars Catch counted before passing out.
It's like
Shoo.
cheap.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
That is pretty funny, that is.
One twinkle,
no.
twinkle, two.
Oh,
twinkle,
yeah, I
twinkle.
needed that. I was at 19 hit points.
All right. Man, that was a darn good sleep, guys.
Heck yeah.
Nothing like
It's
sleep.
nice to wake up and not have to dust the sand off my body.
Yeah.
It's just
How
plain
did
nice to
Mari
wake up.
sleep? Did
How's
Mari
Maridi
well?
sleep?
Kind of curled up into a ball. Its tail kind of wrapped up towards around its head.
Aw. My baby.
As you're kind of around it, you see areas on its chest that 6 kind of different spots specifically that seem to have like small different valves on it that almost like it has the main lungs that it breathes through its mouth from, but 6 separate sets along its chest. And so you can feel it kind of breathing in and out through its mouth, but also just a slight just rolling down its body as it rests. And so there's almost a swirl of a wind as it breathes in and then spirals it all back out.
Aw. Cute. Love little roly-poly edibles. I want to give Marty a hug.
It is pointy, but you are able to, and as soon as you kind of go around it, Maridi kind of jumps and gets into a little bit of a defensive position as
Aw,
it is
I'm sorry.
unfamiliar with this and you woke it up.
Dang it. Zace, you should have hunted for the night. Brought Mariki food. I'm sorry.
Kind of rolls its eyes and
Dang it,
curls
it's like
up
a
again.
mother.
Kind
Like a mother.
It's learning.
digs itself into a small little hole there, and you see a little bit of the dirt kind of pulls up on the side and it rolls back and kind of almost buries itself in the ground a little bit.
I will hunt you some food. Get you a nice breakfast.
Okay. As the day kind of begins to tick by until roughly midday, Azarkos will eventually rouse everyone up and call for everyone to get the horses ready and continue on the journey, making quicker pace. This time headed a little bit more due northward, towards Bone Grove.
Oh, grow.
Okay. So, for day number 2 of the journey, would someone roll me a d12, please?
I will.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Okay. I need everyone to roll me a perception check.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
15.
6.
Perception.
Perception. 14.
14 as well.
Okay.
We've been getting a lot of like same numbers.
It's true. You guys are all syncing up very curiously.
And I'm just the outlier.
You are the outlier in every scenario.
I was 15, so.
That is true.
I
Okay.
feel like we were like number order. I thought it was like 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, there have been a lot of strange patterns so far. As you are making your way up and around, the sun is bright and it is hot. But you make your way up towards an area where this hill kind of crests, and you see a large valley beneath. You kind of turn your backs to look over the forest, and Subaki especially notices kind of different areas of golden light beginning to flow and weave its way into different areas and kind of around the general Oaken Cross area.
Are you
before
guys seeing
spiraling
this?
backward,
Yeah?
not really paying much attention to where you guys are now. Just
Do the other guys
wandering.
see it too?
They notice it, and we need to keep moving.
Alright.
What are we seeing?
More light.
Lightning. Just like
Sunlight. The thing searching around the area Ogan Cross is, but it's not heading in our direction.
okay, good.
I imagine it's kind of amoeboid in movement, but fast.
Right. Like it seems like one of those like sped up time lapse photos where you have the large streaks of light that kind of begin making their ways around, and it's like there isn't necessarily a distinct pattern, but there is a method to its madness that you can kind of see. Just rotating around, looking for anything that might give it a lead.
Keep going.
Nonetheless, the day is warm, but there are no adverse conditions against you.
Okay.
You'll eventually reach dusk of the second day. Set down for camp. And night will pass. If you need to take another long rest, you can. And I'll have someone roll for the third day. D12.
Who has
Long
not
rest.
rolled yet?
Alright, I'm good.
Who would like to roll for the third and final D12 for travel?
Who hasn't gone?
Why not?
I was about to say.
Uh,
Sarah.
That's a 5?
It's a 5. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a D4, please.
Is that usually?
1.
Okay.
Okay.
It's one of something.
Oh, okay, that's actually good.
It's not always quantity.
It could be quality.
4 wouldn't be too bad. I hope.
As you're making your way,
Could be a particular
this
kind
time a
of
little
thing.
bit more western than north, you begin to kind of see the beginning outcroppings of civilization at the top of the mountain range. Large spires and hills begin to erupt behind it, but Bone Grove itself sits on a plateau of sorts, overlooking this valley. As you are approaching, you hear birds kind of calling from the sky as they begin to kind of flock over and towards the city. They seem to grow a little bit larger, and you see. Go ahead and roll me perception checks.
All of it?
Yep.
14.
14.
19.
19.
20.
20.
Jason's been okay with his perception.
12.
12. Okay. Ketch and Zace. You see as these large birds are kind of flying above and around the city, swirling a little bit like vultures over a fresh kill. You see on their backs humanoids riding. They're kind of keeping watch over the town, and as you look up Zace specifically,
Mm-hmm.
it almost seems like you're looking directly at someone, so it's like you both kind of clock each other. Like, you
Oh,
both
God.
recognize that, oh, hey, we both know each other's watching each other. And as you're making your way closer to the town, one of these large bird creatures lands. It has kind of yellow-orange talons. Its body itself is made up of kind of gray and orange feathers. To give it a sort of ashy look, there's large plumage around the head as large feathers kind of go in different directions. A very short beak, almost cardinal-esque, with kind of a black furish area almost around the eyes. The eyes themselves are kind of a deep, piercing brown. And this individual gets off of it. They are mostly... They appear mostly almost like a living silver with different bits of blue that have kind of been marked across them in tribalistic tattoos of sorts, or war paint. The actual plating of their skin is very rigid and segmented in straight lines all across the chest. A steely blue gaze. No hair on any part whatsoever that you can see. And they will kind of approach. You hear a small clicking sound kind of coming from the back of their throat as you see the bird kind of begin to turn around and almost sit to roost as it walks up and approaches your party. The individual seems completely devoid of any sort of marker for identification. They don't necessarily look male, they don't necessarily look female. They just seem like the default template of humanoid. But, metal. They approach and call out, "Who comes?"
They asked us that?
Who comes? The order of the Ruby Spear offers no aid to enemies.
What? That sounds so familiar.
Does that have something to do with you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but isn't that those people that came up to me the first time?
Cobalt Lancers.
Dang it!
Different group.
They have
Different
the
color.
they have a long pointy metal thingy as their name. That's why.
The cobalt guys are blue. These guys are red.
Oh,
Zarakos kind of gets
Red
off his
versus red.
horse. Approaches. We mean no harm. We just mean to set up slight refuge on the outside of the city. I hope in time that we might be able to set up a slightly longer term partnership. I am Azarakos of Kadern. We come from Oakencross, fleeing the presence that was sighted there a couple days ago. We have no reason to believe that it's following us. My compatriot Rin here has set up shielding in the minds of all those who would be intimately connected with any sorts of arcanums that it would be interested in. The individual looks around and you hear kind of a low guttural sound kind of coming from them as you watch their diaphragm kind of pulse and move in and out quickly, as they're kind of sounding almost it ends up sort of sounding a little bit trumpet-like due to their physiology, but it's a sort of droning sound. And then they respond to Azarakos and saying, "The ruby spears are no friends of Dromage. You can stay with us tonight. Our council will decide your fates in the morning. We will see if you set up shop, if you can become part of our grove. We are always looking for new travelers. But what we want more is community. And if you can provide us with... if you can be a part of that."
Alright.
You are welcome to stay.
Okay.
We can do that. We
Sure.
like being part of a big old happy family, don't we, guys?
hmm
Katz just continues like looking at his book. Not
Well, then.
exactly responding. That's to not sound rude.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bone Grove, the
Thank you.
Silver Sentinel of the Second Sun. Which is a name that has a lot of S's, but is a colloquial name for the town.
Yeah.
Okay.
This individual will kind of get back onto their bird and begin to kind of take off and begin circling the town again, having let you guys pass through into the city, where there are more of these people. Once again, completely genderless, completely hairless, metallic skin, with different markings of blue paint all across them. Perhaps as some sort of identifier, uncertain, but if you speak to them, they understand. And they keep close eye on all of you, as you are the outsiders rolling into their town.
Understandable.
But rooms can be had for you guys in the inn. Rin will put forth a couple pieces of platinum just to book them for a couple days stay, as well as provide for food that is well cooked in here. It's a little bit tinny, a little bit iron, a little bit heavy on the iron, The water here is distinctly well water.
It's a bit metallic-y here.
Yep. The buildings themselves are sort of like a Pueblo village, where it's all very stone-like, very sandy colors. Nothing here seems to be made of wood. It's all dirt and mud and bricks and sand, and it almost is very well disguised into the nature of the mountains itself.
This is very beautiful.
You see kind of upon each of the doorways there are different animal skeletons that have been kind of built into the
There's
actual
some bones.
architecture and of it. So like one house there has a rat skeleton with its head kind of curling out a little bit towards it, but held deeply in the dried mud of it. Some of the houses that are larger have larger skeletons in it. It seems almost like this is a hunting-based city, and kind of displayed with the houses are their prizes. And with the greater prizes come the greater standings.
Whoa.
Also, I do have to go now, and
This-
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This seems really
this
cool.
actually does seem like a pretty decent place to put a pause on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
I agree.
Cool.
City, but
In that case, I
they-
will see you all next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
City. Bye,
Bye.
Jacob.
Bye. I forgot to say, I don't know if I could do next week.
Okay.
My weekend next week is super busy.
Okay.
But
I do know it's Super Bowl week, so that
really, it is. I didn't even know that.
I wouldn't even know.
I only know because I deliver pizzas and people are worried about
Oh,
it.
well, yeah.
Good luck, man.
Yeah, good
Look, I've got the morning shift, so
I was going to
unless
say,
everything
may
goes,
your tips be great.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Good.
So I guess we might put off then next week. Go a week after.
Yeah,
That sounds
I'm
good.
cool with that.
it's,
Okay.
nothing on my known schedule.
Sounds good. Okay, cool. We have
Okay.
new location, new
I'm
peoples.
hyped. I seem chill. I want to teach Mari how to hunt. Perfect place.
This is a great place to do that.
I'm
Yay.
still going now. Bye, everyone. Bye.
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 Bye.